What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to talk about Mina, and this is a really exciting video because initially, whenever I first started testing this character, I wasn't impressed with her damage. I didn't really think it was that good, and that's because I was playing her wrong. I really wasn't doing her correctly, and I'm actually glad that I waited to do this video because that way I could get some practice in and figure out really the best rotation as far as how to use her. And once you figure it out, my friends, this girl is actually quite OP. Not the strongest character amongst the Soul Calibur girls, but very powerful with an insane amount of survivability. Just a wonderful, wonderful character, especially when you take her to A5. And not to mention, guys, she is just absolutely beautiful. Like, honestly, for me, it's like a toss-up between her and Taki. I don't really know which one I like more. The tomboy thing is just really, it really does it for me. It really does, man. She's so beautiful. But let's talk about her, guys. Let's talk about her. So, Mina has the increased Soul Calibur fighter attack by 50%, decreased attack cooldowns by 2 seconds, which is really good, especially if you're using it in a leadership. For the Soul Calibur fighters, if you need to decrease the skill cooldown, if characters don't have really long 3PGs, having that attack cooldown is actually really nice. And then you have the strike skill increased damage by 30% on critical hit, which means she's going to hit very hard, 50% page rate, the 20% bleed attack, which is nice that she's got bleed, which is a dot that actually works against Omega Rugal, which we're going to be showing today. And then she has a 50% chance to deal bleed damage that goes 70% of attack to the target every 0.15 seconds for 1 second upon landing attack. So as long as you do an attack, whether it's your basics, whether it's your 1, 2, 3 skills, whatever you're doing, as long as you're hitting your opponent, you're going to be applying bleed. The moment you stop and this 1 second is done, then you're not going to be applying bleed. She deals 1,000% physical damage and increases the target's physical damage received by 45% for 10 seconds upon landing a critical hit on a bleeding target. This is pretty OP, not as OP as the free Ivy, which is 2,000% physical damage, but still 1,000% is pretty freaking nice. And then also she has immune to stun, freeze, petrify, bleed, chill, and poison. She's immune to a lot, which makes her a threat in PvP big time. And then she gains damage immunity for 5 seconds when HP is 30% or less. And just like all the Soul Calibur girls, whenever you guard, you get a heal. So you can, as long as you remain above this 30% HP threshold, you will not die. But really for survivability, it really gets better for Mina, even if you don't have her maxed out and leveled up. So Mina has a pretty awesome EX core. She's got the Soul Charge core, and she also increases her active skill and finisher skill effectiveness for 10 seconds upon using Soul Charge. And the nice thing about this is, you know, it resets, just like Taki, it resets your default and your skills over and over and over, right? We'll actually decrease the skill cooldown of them by 80%. So you can literally spam the living hell out of your skills and your finisher. And the beautiful thing about that is whenever you can use your finisher over and over, just like Taki, just like Haramaru, you're gonna be in iframes. You're not gonna take damage, which makes her really good for game modes that deal tons of damage to you, like boss Showdown, Haramaru, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. She absolutely murders that crap completely on her own. Her first skill, guys, does have a 20% chance to reset it, which is nice. It's also an interrupt skill, but it's only while you're standing. So when you're on the ground standing, it can interrupt. And then she increases attack of allies and self by 90% for 10 seconds when used. This is amazing as a support, along with the increased target damage received that she has by 45% from her core. Now, she's not the best support in the game, guys. Honestly, Athena's better because you actually have a better leadership. You actually have relevant dots for Nightmare Geese. But she is a really good support, even if you don't have her leveled up. She's still going to be a really great support for your characters. This works on any of them, including anybody that isn't even Soul Calibur, which is nice. Her second skill increases critical rate by 30%, and it inflicts additional damage equal to 30% attack to male enemies. So anytime you're attacking males, which the game is dominantly bosses are males, then you're going to get this extra attack. She also increases her critical damage by 100% for 10 seconds upon landing a skill, which is insane, guys. That is just massive for this character. And then her third skill is really unique and cool to Mina. She gains hyper armor for 4 seconds. She also decreases damage received by 65% for 5 seconds. This is what I mean by she actually has a really good survivability. As long as you use this skill before, you know, somebody's going to land an attack on you, or before Rugal does an explosion, whatever the case may be, you're going to have that decreased damage received up. And she's just going to be really tanky. She's also a balanced type fighter, which means she has a balance of defense and HP in her kit, unlike, say, an attack type fighter that has very high attack, but low HP and low defenses, which is actually really good. It also resets the finisher skill cooldown by 0.8 seconds for every skill land. And this is actually OP itself. This is a built-in CDR core. A cooldown reduction. It's not a core, but a built-in CDR in her skill. So literally, guys, whenever you hold down the charge skill, whenever you hold down this third skill, your finisher is going to start counting down even faster by 0.8 seconds for every skill land. When you're holding that third skill, this just keeps resetting over and over and over, and you can just watch that reset, that finisher skill default, the time go down more and more and more. It's freaking insane, as you guys will see. It is OP as hell. And if you have her at A5, then you're going to get some massive buffs. Now you're going to be getting, increased attack of all allies by 120%, which works on her and every other character. Instead of 90%, now it's 120%, which is crazy. Now her increased critical rates up to 35%. Critical damage is the same, but now inflict additional damage equal to 220% attack instead of 200% attack, which is OP. Something to keep in mind also, guys, is that these buffs last for 10 seconds, okay? It lasts for 10 seconds, and this one here actually lasts for 10 seconds as well. And then her third skill, again, guys, now you have a decreased damage received by 75% instead of 65%, which is even more survivability. Also increase attack speed of all team members, including self, by 0.7% for 10 seconds for every skill land. This stacks up to 10, which means you can increase your attack speed by a tremendous amount. It's OP as hell, guys. And this is another reason why she'll do really, really well as far as damage. Now, when it comes to her imprint stones, same stones as all the other Soul Calibur girls. Cores are maxed out. Now, when it comes to her core, increase her attack, increase her penetration. And then you want to increase her default, her third skill definitely, and her second skill is what I would go with if you're going with Soul Charge. Penetrate increases critical rate, guys. It resets attack cooldown, so you can only use it every other rotation. It's not really something I would recommend for you, but I mean, if your characters don't have max critical rate, then maybe you'd want to go with that. And we're running with the Soul Calibur set, and these two cards seem to be working out really, really well for her. Now, you can use other card sets that may benefit her, especially as far as, lowering the cooldown of her ultimate move, like this card here, that decreased the base cooldown of ultimate moves by 2.5 seconds. This is actually really, really great for a game mode where you're trying to have more survivability, because the more you do your default, the more survivability you're actually going to have, which is actually really, really nice. However, from the testing I've done, I'm getting more damage out of this setup in Guild Raid, so that's why I'm running with it, and her affinity is at level 10. So let me pull up the gameplay for you guys, all right? And I'll show you guys a special little run after all of this. So here we are, guys. We're going to use Athena's leadership, but we're just going to do a complete solo with Mina. And guys, she is bunko. Bunko, 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 bunko. All right? And literally, guys, her third skill has an interrupt. It's an airborne interrupt. So whenever you're dropping down, if you hit the third skill, you can go straight into it, right? Now, what I try to do in this run, and this is where I got the most damage, is I would try to use just her regular skill. I wouldn't try to use her EX core until the meter was just about broken, or it was broken. And man, the damage was just absolutely bunko, 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 my friends. Just crazy, crazy damage, right? Oh yeah, go around, hold that skill, and well, look at the default, guys. That default just counts down super, super fast because of the built-in CDR on that damn thing. It is crazy. And then once the meter breaks, boom, we hit the EX core, then we go hit the one skill for the 120% attack. We hit the second skill for the critical rate, critical damage buff. We hit the default for buffing the third skill, and then we hold the third skill down. It's literally 1, 2, default, hold the 3. And then once the charge meter builds up at the bottom of the screen, then you're going to hit the second skill, but you still have the buff from the first skill for 120%. Just hit the second skill again, or you really don't even have to do that, or just hit your default and then hit your third skill. I mean, really, the second and third skill, the buffs last for, 10 seconds. So you could actually just hit your default once that charge, see the charge meter down at the bottom? Once that fills up, you could hit your default and then just hit your third skill again, because you'll still have your buffs from your second and third. I'm actually hitting the second skill, then the default, then the third skill. But it's literally, guys, the rotation you're trying to do is you're just trying to go, 2, 1, 3. Now, the 3 has your hyper armor, so you might have to dodge and run around to really do it properly, right? Like what I'm doing right here. But look at the score, guys. She's got a 60 billion solo already. 60 billion in 1 minute solo against Inferno. You know, and that's a benefit of having, you know, one of the relevant dots. And the fact that she does so many hits, guys, she just starts breaking that meter like it's insane, right? And I can keep her in there the whole time. I'm not even going to use her heal. I'm just going to keep hitting that decreased damage received on that third skill right here. Boom, I hit it. We got the decreased damage received. We barely take any damage at all. I hit the default, right? Then I hit the 2-1, and then I hit that 3. Right? And again, if Aruga's attacking you, you might want to dodge the other side, then hit the 2-1-3. Just like what I'm doing there. Meter breaks, hit the EX core, 2-1 default, third skill. Charge builds up, I hit the second skill, then I hit the third, and then I hit the default, and then I hit the third skill again. It looks a little confusing, but it really isn't, man. She is OP as hell. Not the strongest character, guys, but Jesus, I mean, this is crazy, crazy. Look at it, 100 billion, 100 billion, right? We still got 30 seconds left to spare. What is going on? I actually did this run, and see, when I initially did this, guys, I would just spam the, you know, the 1, the 2, the default, the 3, 1, 2, default 3, and I would do that over and over and over like I did with Taki. But you don't play her like you do Taki. You want to take full advantage of spinning that damn thing, spinning her staff around after you get the bust from the first to second and the default. You want to, that's when she's going to do the most damage, guys. Her damage just skyrockets whenever you play her like this. It is all like 116 billion. What am I watching here, right? There we go, there we go, there we go. And the other thing that's nice is you can move her around whenever you're using that third skill. So not only does she spin the staff over and over, but you can move her around and make her to where she's doing damage. That is astronomical, guys. 120 billion damage? Now, granted, I am using Athena's leadership, you know, 50% increase to attack DX fighters and the 35% critical damage. And I was using Okita that gives 30% critical damage as a striker for Mina. But remember, there's a free version of Leona in the game that gives critical damage by 30%. So you can use her instead of Okita and you will do amazing. Now, let me show you guys a level 50 clear against Boss Showdown, Haomaru. And this is another thing that's really amazing about these characters that have the Soul Charge EX core. Because, again, they can go into them defaults, guys, and do tremendous amount of damage. Now, the first time that I played Haomaru here, I tried, you know, spamming the 1, 2, or just spamming the default like I did with Taki. She won't do that much damage if you do that. Her damage is on that damn third skill. That is really where it's at. Hey, now, we're just going to blog, and we're just going to kind of dodge around, run around a little bit, right? Okay. Playing it safe, playing it safe. There we go. And now watch, I hit the default, and then I hit that first skill for the 120% attack, and then I just hit the third skill. Default third, default third, default third. Right? Let's watch that again, guys. Let's watch that again because it can stream by pretty fast, okay? So again, when I hit the, when I have the 3PG ready or the default, right, I'll hit the default, I hit the EX core, then it's, well, I hit the 1 skill to get the 120% attack, and then I hit the default third, default third, default third, and that is, man, you will, I mean, she just plows, guys. She just absolutely destroys this thing, man. Just murders it. Like, that is nuts, guys. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, 120 billion solo, and she easily defeats Hell Mode Haomaru Showdown, right? That is absolutely ridiculous, right? Not the strongest character in the game, guys. I mean, the free version of Ivy is stronger than her. But again, just like Taki, guys, it's going to be easier to do like boss showdowns, maybe demo space with a character like this if you have her A5, which is the caveat to her, just like Taki. You know, to really have the power level that she really needs, you need to have her at A5. But God almighty, man, so fun spinning that damn staff around. It is just, she's like, you know, and then all the, you know, the voice acting that the voice actors did for this girl is just amazing. Like, yeah, I'm simping a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm really, really impressed with this girl. I think she's absolutely amazing, and I think most players that are gonna have her are gonna be pretty happy. You know, I mean, unless they're greedy for damage, you know, and expect every character to have 1 trillion damage, I think they're gonna be pretty damn happy with this character. So guys, I'm going to leave you guys with a little special run after this little team run to show you what you can do in a team. And let me know what y'all think about Mina, man. Personally, I'm loving her, man. I'm completely satisfied with my purchase, and I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GT+7 time. The link is in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.
Ready. Go.